Many people like to joke that being a meteorologist is the only job where you can be wrong half the time and still get paid.
And as millions of Americans found out while filling out their March Madness brackets and watching them crumble, predicting the future is hard, and it's something that meteorologists are tasked with every day.
Humans have been attempting to forecast the weather since ancient times. Ancient Egyptians were able to predict the flooding of the Nile River to be able to figure out when to plant their crops, and Babylonians were able to predict the short-term weather based on cloud appearance. Around 340 BC, the Greek philosopher Aristotle wrote Meteorologica, a philosophical text that included theories about the formation of rain, clouds, hail, wind, thunder, lightning, and hurricanes, among other meteorological phenomena. This text was widely accepted until the late 17th century.
Computers, satellites, radar, and a coordinated network of meteorological observations has given forecasters access to data from across the globe. Numerical weather prediction began with Lewis Richardson's idea involving a stadium full of patrons and their calculators to solve fundamental equations of the atmosphere. Richardson's technique was not practical until the 1940s when digital computers made it possible to solve the equations much quicker.
The ability to solve all of these equations quickly allowed for the creation of numerical weather models via these computers. Models such as the GFS and ECMWF are vital tools to the modern-day forecaster in providing guidance in making their forecast. Nowadays, the models are continuing to improve through the use of ensemble data to provide forecasters with better guidance. With the help of all of these technological advances, forecasts are more accurate now than ever before.
It's really amazing how much the weather forecast, and especially the weather forecasting models, the computer models, are 2 to 3 times as accurate now for a given forecast than we were when I was in your shoes and an undergraduate here at Penn State.
The Hurricane Forecast Improvement Project began in 2008 and has seen success since its implementation. Thus far, forecast track and intensity error has decreased by as much as 25% for the 1 to 5 day forecast.
Well, the benefits would be, can we better manage risk? And especially, can we better manage risk in an environment that we know where the climate is changing?
NOAA has also upgraded the hurricane weather research and forecasting model, which has demonstrated a 10 to 15% improvement in forecast accuracy each year since 2012. And in 2014, it was the first model to accurately predict the landfall of a hurricane with the arrival of Arthur to the Outer Banks.
And the next revolution is going to be not only satellite data, but all these non-traditional data sources. So, all the way down to potentially things like this, like our smartphones, might start to be brought in to the next generation of weather models.
Going into the future, as computing power increases, so does the capability and accuracy of the weather models. But no matter how powerful and accurate the models get, there will still always be the need for a human forecaster.
But we do things that the computer models can't do. And ultimately, what we do better than any computer, my guess, certainly in my generation, and I'll bet in yours, we're creative. Computers are not creative. I think the role of the forecaster is going to keep evolving. I think the role of the forecaster becomes more into interpretation, communication, integration with the other disciplines, be it the business disciplines, emergency management, public safety. How do you interpret this? How do you interpret ensembles? Because ensembles don't make the uncertainty go away. They better characterize it.
Weather forecasting has come a long way over the years and is more accurate today than it ever has been.
And going into the future, it will only continue to improve and become more accurate. I am Julia Fike for Up in the Air.
And I'm Brian Mastro.